Shalom, family, shalom. Thank
Shalom.
you for that intro, babe. That
Yeah,
was
I
awesome. Your
try my
singing is
best
just a blessing to my ears.
to
So,
be an original.
hallelujah. All praises to the Most High.
Yeah.
Shalom, guys. Yes,
Shalom.
welcome, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Here in the live chat, make sure you like the video. And if you tune in later, make sure you like it, share it, leave your comments, let us know your thoughts about this information that we about to share today. Because it's an eye opener. And coming from America, we think that everybody's like America.
Right. So many of us think that. We thought that just, I think it's the way that we grow up in America, the schooling. You just assume,
Hmm.
okay, everywhere must be like this in the world. But what we're about to show y'all this video, it's going to blow your mind. Because when I saw this, I was like, that's mind blowing.
Yeah, I did. I'm like, wow, man, that's so crazy.
Now you can see why it's easy to control the American population. It all
Exactly.
makes sense now
Exactly.
because when you go outside of America, things are much different. Whether you're in Africa, Asia, the Middle East, wherever you are on
Hmm.
Earth,
Like
it's
really,
much different. It's
it's
the
much
exact
different.
opposite.
And it's like, man, that this information is crazy. I'm like, wow, that puts like a bigger perspective about a lot of things.
Yeah,
Knowing like they say like, we was on a plantation, but America is literally a
Siri,
plantation.
stop.
Like literally.
Siri is such a spot. Okay,
Yeah. So yeah.
yeah. Let's react to it. I mean, this. Yeah, let's play it. Let's let the folks hear it, see it if possible.
They just hear it.
I wanted to remind everybody
Wait,
that the United
before
States
we
is 4%.
say it,
Mhm.
you guys show. Okay, so this is from at Jerry Jerome, spelled with a zero on Instagram. At Jerry Jerome. Okay, so that's that. That's who the author is. But this is crazy already. Let's make sure the volume's up.
States is 4% of the entire world's population. That means
4%.
96% of all living human beings are outside of your country. I promise you, your experiences in Virginia are not the truth of the universe. I promise you, my experiences in Florida is not the truth of the universe. I promise you, your experiences when you went to university in California is not the truth of the universe. Many times, as people who live in America, we fail to understand how truly massive the world is and how it definitely does not revolve around us. And whenever you actually had to acknowledge someone else's existence, you were still the main character. People do food a lot differently and it works for them. People do marriage a lot differently and it works for them. People do prisons a lot differently, crime a lot differently and it works for them. People do work a lot differently than it works for them. But why am I wording it like that? Because if it works for them, that means it could work for you. Learn somebody else's language. Learn how other people understand time, understand sex, understand money, understand community. If you give yourself the chance to explore the world outside of you, not only will you learn more about yourself, about the people around you, but equally as importantly, you'll learn more about this weird blue and green ball that you've been put on. I
Yeah.
Wow. That for me, I didn't realize that Americans are only 4% of the world population. I would have guessed like 20%, 30%. But not even 10%, not even 5%. 4% of the world's population is in America.
Yeah, you really gotta think about that. Like that's like wow, like you didn't know I didn't know that. So it's like a shock to me. It's making me think like, wow, we really been lied to this whole time. They really got us in like this trend of this is all like America's the best. This is what it is. This is where everybody want to come and stuff like that. But now it's like this is where everybody want to leave.
Yeah.
If you got common sense,
Yeah.
this is America's a place where you want to just leave. You
Yeah.
don't want to stay. You do not want to stay for the next 5, 10 years. I say the next years. Put
Yeah,
it
you
like
don't even
that.
want to stay for the next week. Gosh.
Yeah.
Y'all know, because we've been outside of America for 4 years, going on to 5 years soon. And it's like, I would just never, ever want to go back,
Yeah.
ever to live in
Especially like knowing that
America.
now, it's
Oh,
like,
no.
man, America is literally like a plantation.
Yeah.
Like they just really treat it like a plantation because it was founded like that.
Yeah.
So it's a tough pill to swallow, but it's the truth. It's the truth.
Yeah, it's true because I was listening to a video earlier from Stephanie Perry, and she was essentially saying the same thing. Like in America, it was built on a plantation. No
Yeah.
matter what way you try to spin it, even if you got your corporate job, you're working 40 to 50 hours per week on somebody's plantation. And it's my question to you is can you pass that job down to your children? Like when you pass away, do your children then go into your same position? No, they don't. The answer is no. So, what legacy are you leaving them? What are you leaving them other than, hey, I found this corporate America job. It was the best thing ever. And it's like, then your children are like, okay, but that didn't really set me up for anything.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point. You can't like you can move up to a manager position, but if your children get hired in that same company, they're gonna start just how you started.
If that company is even around, because
Yeah.
what we're seeing right now in America, I was talking to one of our clients in the marketing agency, and she was like, real estate agents right now are not able to sell as many of their houses. This is somebody that's in
That's
finance
yeah.
that works with realtors across the nation. This is the insight. So you're not even going to see this as breaking news yet. This is the insight before the news breaks that America is in a housing crisis.
Yeah.
Housing rates have increased 47% to sell, then 32% to rent.
Yeah. Yeah. Like the video if you have a house in the States.
I mean, because that's just mind blowing. Like when she said that, I was like, oh, this stuff is really taking off. This housing market crash, it's going to be similar to 2008. It may be worse than 2008 because simultaneously, what we have happening is World War III and the AI burst thing that's happening where literally robots are replacing people's jobs. And so you need to ask yourself, okay, do I just want to wait to be replaced or do I want to try and build my own business, build my own legacy, try to acquire some property, real estate elsewhere in the world where 96% of the rest of humanity is? Like 96% of humanity does not live in America.
Yeah, and that's what you got to really think about. Building your own business, leaving a legacy, especially if you have children, because like that's just what it is now. You can't really if you don't have a company of your own, you're gonna be working for somebody
Forever.
for yeah exactly forever. So you really have to get out of your comfort zone and just do it. Just step out and do it.
Yeah, go beyond your capacity because it's going to be better to choose to go beyond your
Mhm.
capacity and be stretched now than in 2025, 2026. You don't have a choice because you got laid off, and many people have already been laid off. Look at all those TikTok rants. College
Mhm.
students, MBA students, and marketing and finance are saying they can't find jobs. And my question, I'm like, you have all of this schooling. Why do you not have a company?
Yeah.
Why? Why?
You really got to think about what service can you provide for the businesses that's going to continue to make it. Like really.
Yeah, because most of them aren't. That's
Yeah.
the reality. A lot of businesses will close down because you should think of this like the next Great Depression. The things that are happening and that are coming to pass in Western society, even the UK is included in this. The fall of Babylon, meaning America and the UK simultaneously, is going to end up looking like people are going to be going to homeless shelters, food shelters, all these different things and then still battling all of the immigration that's encircling America. And then figuring out, okay, on one hand, I have all these new people coming in, they're able to rent better houses, all these things. On the other hand, you're kind of being pushed aside, whether you're black or white, it don't matter no more. They kick it everybody out. It does not matter. And so it's like, do you want to be pushed to the side out of nowhere, or do you want to strategize and see, okay, where can I get some leverage elsewhere in the world? Because again, scroll back to the beginning of this video. If you're just now coming in, 96% of the world population is not in America. America's
Mhm.
4% of the population. That's just mind blowing to me. And then I think about how they have so many immigrants coming in. And this is why, because they know an economy can't sustain itself if you have such a little amount of people.
Yeah. Man, that's it. That's so crazy how like it's 4% of the world and they control the world or what they did because it's falling now. So It's like, wow, 4% was controlling this whole, pretty much this whole world.
To an extent,
Yeah.
because the world's vast. I mean, even traveling in Tanzania, Southeastern Africa, it's like, yeah, America controls stuff, but at the same time, they don't.
Hmm.
Like they want to control things, but at the same time, they just don't because you can't control a world that is this big and this vast. Like this earth is mind-blowingly big. You learn that when you travel around Africa, when you talk to
Yeah.
different nations, when you see how they live, how people don't, they're not on Cash App, they're not on PayPal, they're not on the Western system that you think they're on. You as an American, you automatically perceive, okay, everywhere in the world has Walmart. Everyone don't have Walmart.
Hmm.
Everywhere does not have everything that you're used to in America. You may see a few things. You may see like a KFC or a McDonald's or whatever, but that'll be about the extent of it. They have, African businesses. In Asia, I'm sure they got Asian businesses.
Yeah.
They're on a different life.
Yeah, they pretty much got the same thing. Cause I was thinking about this earlier. How, when we first came here, it's like, um, let me try to put it the right way. How like us as Americans, we think that coming to somewhere different, they do certain things different, so we wouldn't know. Just say like the weather, right? We would think that they don't have a tracker thing for weather, but they have a totally different way of doing things.
Yeah, a totally different
Yeah,
system.
so like just how we track tornadoes and stuff and hurricanes and stuff in the states. You come in here, it's like, dang, do they even have that here?
Right. That
But they do.
American
Yeah,
mindset
yeah,
of like, oh, everywhere else in the world just isn't as good or isn't as developed. And
exactly.
it's like, no, they have their own customs, their own culture, their own way of doing things, like you said.
Yeah. So we suggest you travel. You really have to travel to experience other nation cultures and stuff like that, and you will realize like, man, what have I been taught? What have I been living like? Because this stuff is crazy. 4% of the world is just America.
Yep. Yep. And more Americans are leaving as well. But it's not just Americans, it's people in the UK too. The UK people, black and
Hmm.
white, they're like, you know what? This is ghetto. This is a third world
Hmm.
country,
Yeah, that's what
literally.
it's becoming. Like they was talking about how the people in Springfield, Ohio, uh, the Haitians, they was catching ducks and like chopping them up and eating them right there. And I'm like, dang, that's probably what they do in their country. We see people like, well,
Yeah.
it's different in African countries because people they don't steal other people's property. But if they seeing a duck fly, if they seeing a duck fly in the air like a bird, right? And
Or a chicken. Say a chicken on the ground that's just running.
no, because it's different. If they know it's a chicken running, they're not gonna touch it because they know it's somebody else's. So
Okay.
I'm just saying like a duck because in the states it's geese that just be flying, migrating to ponds and stuff. So they see that they see it like free food.
Yeah.
So, like,
Oh gosh.
people would think that like, dang, what's wrong with them? But in their country, they probably that's normal to them,
Yeah.
but to us, it's not.
Yeah.
So it's like, dang, once you get outside of America, your mindset will change. You have a better understanding of other people, culture, and just the way they live and stuff. Because I can see that's funny to me. Like, man, they probably really catching ducks out there just because it's like free. It's
Yeah.
free.
They're just in the pond.
They just in the pond. They gonna catch it, and that's dinner.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That's interesting. And then I want to bring out another point. This article from Fox 11 Los Angeles News. It's titled, and this was written in March 2024. It's titled More Americans Are Fleeing the Country and Moving to Europe. Record numbers of immigrants are pouring into the US while many US citizens are opting to move out. Here's why an increasing number of Americans are choosing to leave the US behind. Americans are moving to Europe in growing numbers, with the largest group seeking relocation for a better life. Relocation specialist says safety concerns and political reasons are cited as the primary motivators for this trend. Our Boston market had a mass shooting. The local pizza place that I went to on a regular basis had a mass shooting, says one individual. Dang, the pizza joint. I remember Bexley Pizza Plus. Shout out to Bexley Pizza Plus because they're my favorite pizza joint in Ohio, and that's that. But Brian and Janice left their home in Washington, D.C., seeking a more affordable and safer life in Portugal. I don't fear for my life here, said Brian remarks. Political dissatisfaction also played a role in their decision. There's nobody good to vote for. There's nobody who's going to help the country. According to Eurostat, the number of US citizens moving to the European Union spiked after 2016, with relocation companies noting a significant increase in 2020. So you can only imagine. Now let's skip down a few paragraphs to 2022. The number of US citizens relocating to the European Union increased by 28%. That's pretty big. Increased by more than one fourth. France, Spain, Germany, the Netherlands, Italy being popular destinations, with smaller countries like Portugal being attractive for their offerings. So you have it on both sides. African Americans are leaving, and white Americans, they're leaving back to their motherlands.
Hmm. That's scripture right there.
It is.
That's biblical prophecy.
That's a good place to be in. Let me tell you, it feels good to be in the land where your ancestors were. It feels great. It feels
Hmm.
wonderful. That's why we've been here so long. And that's why other nations of people, they're like, why am I going to fight with these Venezuelans? They going back to Europe.
Yeah,
I'm not finna fight with nobody.
like
That's why
really,
we in Africa.
they moving. Like they see the writings on the wall. Like what's happening. Our people just got to see it, and I know our people have common sense. These people that's watching this, I know you got common sense, and you can see what's going on. So that should tell you like it's time to get out that place. It's time to get far away from America.
Hmm.
Like really.
As far as possible.
Yeah.
Seriously. Because they're going to be able to control that 4% of the human population that assumes, oh, everywhere is like America. No, y'all think that. Y'all stay over there and y'all
Hmm.
think that. But the rest of humanity, the other 96%, we're like, no, we're living free outside of America.
Yeah. And we live in true. It's
Yeah.
like that's what I realized too. Like America's very fake, and they're just producing fake people.
Mm.
Like literally,
What do you mean?
they're starting from a young age. Like even with this social media stuff, they people are one way on social media and then another way in their real life. So that's just molded them to be fake. Like and all this fakeness is no truth to it. So you really have to be true to yourself and know like you got to be organic. You got to be yourself. You got to be truth.
What if people in the States being so busy working 40, 50 hours a week, what if they feel like they don't know who they are? Because that's part
That
of like when you work that much, it's difficult to know who you are
yeah,
because you're
because
so focused on
yeah,
whatever that
that's
corporate
why we always
company wants you
suggest
to
like
do.
man, you really gotta like the time that you time the breaks like the lady was here that you just had the call with
Yeah, what?
how she was taking breaks looking at our videos.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's how you really got to be if you really want something. Like really, I remember in 2019, 2020, that's all I would do is like I'll have the Bible playing in my earphones at work,
Hmm.
or I would be listening to something about Africa.
Right. Right.
So, and no matter what you're doing, you have to know where you're going. Like really, if you really want to move, you got to make it known to the Most High. Really, you gotta prove yourself. You gotta
Mm.
strive for that, and
Yeah.
it will happen. Like really. So don't just 1 2 days. No, it should be a daily thing. It should be a repeating thing that's happening every day. Like man, this is really what I want. And I'm telling you, he will provide.
Yeah, and putting on the right mindset and the foundation is critical. I'm realizing that so many people from all the different clients we work with across different regions in Africa, the theme that keeps popping up is the foundation.
Mm-hmm.
because people run into problems when you don't plan correctly. It really comes down to strategic planning. Like, we'll see questions, people will just come on the video, like, can you explain this and this visa? And I'm like, we have Google, y'all. Why y'all not looking at countries' immigration websites? Like, it really comes down to the convenience and laziness of, if you don't properly research and plan and acquire the knowledge you need, you don't have anybody to blame when you
Mm-hmm.
come on this side, or when you come in the Middle East, or when you come in Asia, wherever you're going, you going to Costa Rica, Ecuador, wherever it is, but you didn't do the strategic planning that it takes to lift up your life and transfer it to a different country.
Yeah.
See, we did that work.
Yeah. Even so, if you want to be lazy, you can be lazy. You just gonna pay.
You pay for it later, much more
You
than it
just
would
gonna
have
pay.
cost up front.
Yeah. Like really. So
Much more.
that's why we do these live. That's why we do these workshops. That's why we create
Yeah.
programs and stuff for people to understand how to sustain themselves.
Yeah.
Like really,
Yeah.
it's not funny, but it's like we do this for our people, and people really have to understand like what we created and what we really teamed up and created is basically what we did, and it's
Right.
working.
Right. It's working in multiple African countries, y'all. We have a second residence permit
It's working. Like it
that's
works.
free.
It works. So
FREE
these
free.
these things that we talk about is not just to talk about. It's really to, you know, to really help you, because people, the information that we give out,
People be shocked.
it's thousands and thousands of dollars people charge, because we actually attended a lot of um just say Zooms and stuff like that with people giving out information about Africa and stuff, and it's like, dang, they don't give a lot of information. It's
Yeah,
just
most
like
of this
basic information.
is very foundational. Most people just don't know how to do the proper research and then don't have the life experience. I think that's another thing that we bring that's not common. We're married legally and we have 5 children. You like- Why you like this? And we have 5 children. Okay. We've given birth to 2 children in Africa. So
Mhm.
automatically we know a thing or two about healthcare. Okay. Having 5 children, ages ranging from 12 to about a year old, that gives you a lot of life experience in Africa.
Mhm.
Schooling, healthcare, which visa should they go on?
Yeah, food, all of it.
Food,
Shopping.
facts.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Like literally, people always ask, like, how are you surviving that long in Africa? Because we plan,
Hmm.
because we write the vision and we make it plain. That's scripture. If you're not going to write the vision and make it plain, then you don't have anything. You just have nothing. You have no vision. If you don't write it and make it plain, that means there's no vision.
Hmm.
That means there's no strategy. And if you're weak at strategy, that's fine. Just admit that. Then find someone who is a true strategist.
Hmm.
Because a lot of people are weak at strategy, weak at research. That's fine. But that means, okay, let me go find someone who is, so that I can acquire the knowledge that I don't have.
Exactly. Like really. Yeah.
Yeah. But I wanted to
But
share this article.
right.
It's this okay, let me just say, the Russian folks, they be having the audacity. They be saying the most, like, they say the craziest stuff, y'all. This is from the Eurasian Times. Russia threatens to sink the tiny island of Britain. They said this, 2 weeks ago. This came out September 14th, 2024. By the way, if you are becoming someone that is moving across the world, you better understand the news and the politics in the regions that you live in and in the
Mhm.
regions.
Please let us know if you can see us and hear us. I had to move a little bit closer to the Wi-Fi. Okay. Buffering. Let us know. Let us know you can hear us. But yes, guys, this is the homeschool room, or this is the homeschool room. You see all these words, all these words. Ooh. Come over here. Got all these words. Come over here. Got all these words. Math stuff. Yep. But yeah, back to it. Okay, we're back. I think yeah. Let us know. Let us know. Let us know if you can see us and hear us. If we're not frozen, at least somebody let us know.
Yeah, because this next article, Russia, they have
Yes.
the audacity, y'all.
For
This
the
is
new
like
people,
they're not playing.
make sure you like good. You can hear us good. Make sure you like the video, guys.
This is coming from the Eurasian Times. Russia threatens to sink tiny island Britain. Royal Navy shadows Russian warships traversing English Channel. Y'all may want to go look at the eurasiantimes.com, but I'll go ahead and read. The UK Ministry of Defense has revealed that the Royal Navy shadowed several Russian naval vessels, including a submarine traversing the English Channel during the past week. Hold up. Hold up. We got to pause. The UK is saying that Russia is circling around their island nation, including a submarine. So they're just circling around. Russia's just like, let's just encircle them real quick and see what they say, see what they do. But people are like, nope, it's not World War III. Okay, whatever. This operation occurred amid heightened geopolitical tensions between the UK and Russia and was outlined in a Ministry of Defense press release on September 13th. The MOD reported that over 6 days, the Russian Royal Navy the Royal Navy for Britain shadowed four Russian naval ships, including a Kilo class submarine, the Novorossiysk, and its support vessel, the Evgeny Shurov. This surveillance was part of a coordinated effort involving NATO allies, starting with the Canadian warship Shawinigan, which initially escorted the Russian vessels from the Baltic Sea across the North Sea. Wow. So, y'all,
Yeah, it's all this stuff is going. It's going down. Like if you,
it's already down.
it's been going down. Especially Israel and stuff. That all that stuff that's happening there too. It's crazy. And all these floods. Look, there's so much that's going on, y'all.
It really is.
It's so
And
much.
one of the recent posts on the Eurasian Times actually says, I just want to read the headlines. I'm not going to read the entire article, but y'all let me know what y'all think about this. It says the U.S. fortifies Alaska with warships, fighter squadron, military, and missile unit amid Russian threats and claims. So the West is seeing Russia's threats as serious. They're not like a lot of folks that are like, no, everything's fine. It's just CNN. It's just news.
It
The
seems like
U.S.
it,
is
but
like, no, this is
it's
serious.
not really because they keep sending their weapons to other countries that Russia say don't send them to.
Right. You
So,
gotta have
or
empathy.
if these countries use the
Yeah.
weapons, so
Yeah.
it's just folding right in
Yeah.
front of our eyes. Everything is unfolding right in front of our eyes, and it's clear as day. It's clear as day. You really got to get to a place of safety.
And I think what will happen with the U.S., similar to the coup we saw happen with Biden, Kamala, and them folks, what's going to happen is that it's not going to be like an Iraq war. The people are just going to come in from these nations, and you're going to wake up one day and see, oh, Target is owned by Vladimir Schwarzkopf.
Yeah.
You're just going to see shop being set up. It's not going to be like, oh, bombs everywhere. It's going to be literally America becomes a colony. Literally, the UK becomes a colony. Now, they usually doing the colonizing, but scripture
Yeah.
says,
It's
he who lives by the sword must die by the sword.
mhm.
What?
It's
You who colonize must become colonized?
and even like UK and the US, they not even. I think Biden he's starting to reappear, right? And he was like, what did he say? He said he was telling somebody to be quiet, and he told it was something between the UK and the US and Biden. He's like, you guys need to shut. I'm not gonna say nothing. You shut up. and then, and then another clip was him
Oh gosh.
forgetting to introduce the Indian president or something like that. He was like, man, who am I supposed to introduce next? I forgot. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this stuff it's so much distractions that's going on right now where it's like you really gotta be focused on the most high's word. Like that's all that you need.
Yeah.
Like that's all that you need to be doing right now
Yeah.
because it's so much going on.
For
It's
real.
so yeah. I think you sent it to me, Ricky. I think you sent it to me. So I'm like, man, this is crazy. But this stuff that's going on, man, you better just be what we say is come to Africa. Just come
Yeah.
to Africa.
Because there's plenty of folks in the live that are here in southeastern Africa, and they're, you live your best life when you don't have that pressure of knowing, okay, this time it ain't about me. This time it ain't
Hmm.
about my people. This time I'm the head and not the tail. Right? That's the season that the Israelites are in. That's the season the jewels of the Most High are in. Okay, I'm the head and not the tail this time. So let me just sit back. Let me go worship. Let me go have my peace, go enjoy my
Hmm.
life, enjoy my dominion I've been given, enjoy my power and authority, and watch these pieces fall in place. And
Yep.
you got to remember also there's going to be that small remnant of Gentile nations and all these different people that do cleave on to the chosen ones and are already starting. You got to be in position. We say this every video. You got to be in position. When the Most High says he wants you to rule over the nations and to lead the nations alongside him, what does that mean?
Hmm.
That means you would be in some kind of proximity to some nations for you to even be able to rule them. That means you would be in proximity to some kind of authority, power, resources for you to have rulership. Because rulership doesn't happen in poverty.
Ooh,
I don't know who needed to hear that. Rulership does not happen in poverty.
yeah, you man, she's look, hallelujah. It's better just to be where the resources are, where you can touch it, right? You can't like that's too much. That don't make sense to try to be in the States and or be in America and you have to ship everything to America. Like just say you are the leader. You can't it doesn't make sense to ship it to America and then to ship it around the world. You better just be here where the resources are in Africa and then do it like that.
Make strategic connections. That's it. Pastor Rick Fletcher, absolutely. Pastor, the poor are ruled over. Yeah, that's the reality. And the Most High's promises, he said, we are the head and not the tail. It's like, do we
Hmm.
believe it or not? We're
Yeah,
gonna find out who
pretty soon.
believes.
Yeah, like really, all you gotta do is believe. Like, do you really believe? Like, ask yourself that. Like, dang, do I really believe?
Yeah.
Do I really believe in this power that the Most High has?
Yep. Man, this headline, I'm sorry, y'all. This is recent. This was yesterday.
Uh,
Why aren't they talking about this? What's CNN talking about? Some debates? Is that what CNN is talking about? Yesterday, U.S. fortifies Alaska with warships, fighter squadron, military and missile unit amid Russian threats and claims. So I guess when they came for the UK, the U.S. was like, okay, we got to get ready just in
mm,
case they try to get us to. That's yesterday. But, who's the leader of the free world right now?
oh no,
I don't know either because Biden stepped down. Kamala,
Trump.
she may win. Trump, we don't know what he's doing. He got the second assassination attempt. We don't
Right?
know even who's in control over there, but watch the movie Salt. It could be one of those deals.
Yeah.
It could be one of those deals. Y'all, this is going to hit Americans and United Kingdominians the way that they are not ready to see it.
Yeah.
It
Just
is
please.
going to blow your mind because you can see the peace. Even you can see the coup that happened amongst Biden and Kamala. Isn't that weird? Is nobody else like that's strange? Where else in American history have you seen a coup happen?
Yeah, that stuff. I'm telling you, it's so confusing. Like I can't imagine just being there because when I start to think about that, I'll be like, I
Mm,
don't know. I'm not even thinking about it
no,
because I'm be getting confused. That's how look. That's how I just felt right now. I'm like, no, no.
no,
But you
no,
got
no,
to be
no.
focused. Like really, just how I just expressed how I was feeling right now. Like just thinking about that stuff will get you confused. So like you really got to be true to yourself and know like, man, nah, this I really have to seek this truth for one.
Yeah.
You cannot be fake, especially if you're in the States. This is what they're
Yep.
breeding, like all this stuff that's happening with just from the younger generation to the older generation. They got it all planned out. And
Mm.
it's so crazy how like when you step out of that environment and you come to a new environment, you can see clear outside of it.
That's real.
Like really, you can see clear. And I know the Most High been telling me lately, like, man, just do the right thing. You've been doing the right thing. Do the right thing. That's all. Do the right thing. Do the right thing. So you gotta really ask yourself these questions. Do I really believe in His power? Am I doing the right thing? Like, and the right thing is really just being in His Word, following His laws, statutes, and commandments, and being true. Like being true to yourself, being true to the Most High. Like it's not crazy, but it's crazy because it's so simple. It's so simple, and it really hurts me to see our people in America still just stuck and still have that mindset of that poverty mindset. Like really, because I know once you really start to seek this truth and know this truth, you will understand that hey, um, this stuff is crazy. I cannot be like this anymore. Like I can't just go with the flow and in a trend that's popular and stuff. You really got to be set apart. You got to be set apart. No matter what, no matter where, no matter when, no matter how, you got to really be set apart because that's just our people. Like really, that's just us as a people. We always going to be set apart. They already show you, but they show you in a bad way. That good way you will see once you step out of that the country America. Once you step out of America, all that confusion and you can see clear, you will see the set apartness that the Most High wants you to have. Because these other nations will look at your light like, whoa, who are these people? Just say, just for example, just the other day I met our neighbor here. I'm not sure if I shared this before. Maybe I shared it on one of our calls or something. But I met our neighbor. I was like giving some food to the neighborhood dogs, and he pulled up on me. Oh wow, hello. Did you buy the house or you rent? I'm like, we just renting the house. He said, oh okay. And he asked me where I'm from. I said, we're coming from Tanzania, but we're from America. Um, he was like, oh wow. He's like, wow, like you don't sound like you're from America. And he was saying like I didn't sound like I'm a rap person or just talking because like I talk how I talk on here, but if I'm meeting somebody that has they built their own house, a 3-story house and stuff, I'm gonna talk a little different. I'm gonna have some professionalism to it, right? So it's really like that when you step out of America into these other nations and stuff, and they see you talking a little bit different than what they expect, they gonna look at you like, who is this person? This person got the same kind of house that I got, and he got 5 kids. So it's like, man, the stuff. I don't want to say stuff. This word right here is very true. So yeah, I know it's Torah, but yeah. But this word right here, his word is so true. It's very true. And that's what we really got to seek is this truth. We got to seek this truth in a world full of fakeness. And America is the fakest place. Like it's so many people that want to be um other than themselves. Like it's wow. Is wow. You don't see this over here in these other countries and stuff. You don't see that in Africa. If you see it in Africa, the person probably in the mountains somewhere, and he only probably told 1, 2 people, but you still can see it. Like really, America is really just giving you the option to do what you want, and that doesn't sound like the Most High to me. Like really, like really. So, babe, you gotta say anything? I'm about to end it. So yeah, if you if you have any questions or comments, let me know in the chat before we end the video. Um, like say, if you're here in Africa, let us know. If you want to come on Thursdays, Testimony Thursdays, we love to hear your testimonies so we can share with the whole community here on Journey with Us. Um, and yeah, just to encourage people's spirit, because I know it's like, I know it's so heavy for people that's really trying to leave that really can't. They probably need you might can come on here and plant a seed, and that person could really benefit from that. So yeah, it is a mindset thing. Yeah, I'm it's be free with I'm I am fighting to keep the kindness of leaving America when all the people around me want to stay. Yeah, it's man, it's crazy. It's really a mindset. It's really a mindset. It's really a mindset. And like, yes, Bantu Lisa, thank you for saying that members only. We really be talking about way more than what we talk about on here. And we give you gems that we don't tell people.
Yeah.
Like it's
Intricate details.
yeah, what you
Intricate
said.
because over 4 years in Africa, dealing with corruption and bureaucracy, you have some intricate details and life experience to share.
Mm-hmm.
So you can join members only at the link in the description. Just hit join this channel.
Yeah.
Yeah, because now's the time to leave the West behind. But what do y'all think of that? That Russia's encircling Alaska? That's kind of crazy. It makes me think perhaps they want it back because it was Russian territory. That's interesting, isn't it?
I just wanted to remind everybody.
Right in the middle of, America is sending all of this funding to the immigrants. They're still sending funding to Israel. Now they had to send the military funding towards Alaska to go and, encircle with Russia to make sure Alaska is
Right.
safe.
And they're not gonna bail out the government anymore because they just been sending money everywhere.
What's that mean that they're not going to bail out the government?
I don't think they're gonna print money.
You don't think America always does that to save it?
I think they. I'm not. I'm very confused about. If somebody know what I'm talking about, I know they just did a bill or something like that, but they it was more no's than yes to do something. But this is what we talk about on members only because I'm about to do a video with my brother on members only. Paying attention to what you need investing, like what's really happening right in front of our face. So we're
Mm-hmm.
going to share our thoughts about what's going on because people need to hear it. People need to hear this truth. Like I keep saying, this truth is fading away, and if you don't hold on to it, you're gonna be lost.
Brandy Green said, I'm a new member. I'm enjoying this content. Welcome, Brandy. That's great to hear. That is great to hear. Somebody said it was said a while ago they want it back, meaning Alaska. I'm sure they probably do.
Mm.
They want everything back. They want Ukraine. You know, they're getting ready to come into their new kingdom.
Mhm.
And so that's just how it's going to be. They're coming into their new kingdom. Russia's getting ready. They're putting things. And it's even interesting how a couple of weeks ago they said that if you're from the West and you value family dynamics, like woman, man being married, children, then you can come to a village there and have safety. Why would they say that? Do they know something we don't know about what they about to do in the West? These are things y'all, I'm going to let y'all look into that. I don't know. That sounds interesting to me. Why would they say that? My question is always, why do people say the things they say?
Crazy.
Why would they say that? You can be safe because we about to come in here and do something. Is what that is? But yeah, y'all, we about to go eat some food.
But real
And
quick, I want to play this video for people that joined late because this is a good thing to listen to. So here you go.
Buddy, that the United States is 4% of the entire world's population. That means 96% of all living human beings are outside of your country. I promise you, your experiences in Virginia are not the truth of the universe. I promise you, my experiences in Florida is not the truth of the universe. I promise you, your experiences when you went to university in California at that times, as people who live in America, we fail to understand how truly massive the world is and how it definitely does not revolve around us. And whenever you actually had to acknowledge someone else's existence, you were still the main character. People do food a lot differently and it works for them. People do marriage a lot differently and it works for them. People do prisons a lot differently, crime a lot differently and it works for them. People do work a lot differently than it works for them. But why am I wording it like that? Because if it works for them, that means it could work for you. Learn somebody else's language. Learn how other people understand time, understand sex, understand money, understand community. If you give yourself the chance to explore the world outside of you, not only will you learn more about yourself, about the people around you, but equally as importantly, you'll learn more about this weird blue and green ball that you've been put on. I just wanted to.
that's a great way to end the video.
Yeah. So guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the information that we shared, content and everything. So um, yeah, make sure you like the video.
Share, subscribe. Shalom, shalom. See you on the next one.
Shalom, guys.